Sure.
After 5 teens vandalized a historic black schoolhouse in Virginia with racist and anti-Semitic graffiti last year, a judge endorsed a prosecutor's order that they must read 1 book per month for a year and write a report about each one. I like their style.
Yes.
But the teens don't get to pick from Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Rather, they'll be charged with reading books, such pivotal works as Night by Elie Wiesel regarding the Holocaust, Maya Angelou's famous I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which looks at the Jim Crow South, and Khalid Hosseini's powerful novel, one of my favorites, about 2 boys from Afghanistan, The Kite Runner. A rather thoughtful punishment, some would say, while others ask, does it fit the crime?
100% fits
You
the
think
crime.
it 100%?
I loved I've always been a huge literature buff, and when this was happening, I thought, what a perfect kind of punishment.
Yeah.
Not just because it punishes them, but because it
teaches them something,
teaches
hopefully.
them and helps broaden their worldview, which was their exact issue.
Yeah.
Here,
It's
so.
interesting. When I first read this, about this story, I was thinking, I love to read. It's always been ingrained in me that, if you can read and that you could do anything.
Right.
And my mother always drilled that into my head. And so the idea of reading as a punishment sounded a little counterintuitive, but I see where they're going with this, and I love the idea that not just to read, but also to read specific works to
Right.
maybe, their actions were just thoughtless. Maybe there's something more to that and something that could be corrected or amended. I mean, God, Night, I read that years ago, and it still sticks with me to this day. I mean, it just, at my core.
Well, and also at the end of the day, reading has never hurt anyone.
No,
So,
it hasn't.
They're only going to grow from this experience. This isn't a punishment that's going to hurt them in any way.
Well, and it's an interesting, I would love to see more of this. Criminal justice reform is something that we see is so necessary, and it's a big issue these days. To see more of this thoughtful, if there is something as corrections,
Right.
maybe this is the
yeah,
way.
more than just, actually bettering the human.
Right. I agree.
I agree. Well,